Greetings! This is Top Tier Tips. Greetings everyone, Force Nature here of Top Tier Tips, back with another character guide. This time we're going to be looking at another character hailing from the Virtual Fighter series, Jacky Bryant. Alright, what is there to say about him? Straight up, Jacky's a race car driver that apparently got into a really bad accident in one of his races, and he was discovered that it was due to a pretty evil organization called J6, and also Jacky has a younger sister who goes by the name Sarah Bryant, and he discovered that she got kidnapped by this J6 company, and he got really pissed off about it and really pursued after them. And yeah, that's pretty much the general story for him. Anyways, from a gameplay standpoint, Jacky is a little weird to describe him. He's a bit of a poking character, he's a bit of a whiff punishment character, but the thing about him though is that the main reason why you play Jacky is because he has his high damage output potential. He has a little move that just goes by the name Flash Sword Kick, so FSK. If I could show you right here, like that move right there. This move right here, I'll let you know, is a massive pain in the ass to execute properly. I may go over it a little more later, like this is just the intro right now. But let's say for this move right here is basically can be considered Jacky's utility move. What I mean by that is that this move is used as, let's see, it could be a pressure tool on block because it's +3. It's his high combo it's his high launcher, so his high combo starter during stun or on counter hits, or hell, I think even on normal hits. So generally any hit status, and it's also a common combo filler. Like in one of his combo challenges that involves Alpha, that move could be used as many as like 3 times in a combo. Hell, even against like lightweight or like normal characters in a corner, it can be used like 3 times in a row. But I'll let you know that this move, like I said earlier, can be a massive pain in the ass to do consistently. But unfortunately, it is a big part of his gameplay. There are ways to play him without it, but yeah, you'll end up limiting his damage potential if you end up doing that. And anyways, if I end up saying anything in this guide that you're unsure of, or then make you go, then be sure to check out my other guides to see if you can find any answers to your queries. I will let you know right now that Jacky is a very string-based character. Alright, although he's not really string-based in the way that someone like, say, a Kasumi or a Christie or like an Elliot or an Alpha 152, like those kind of characters where you just completely abuse strings on a character's block. Generally, what you're gonna like do with Jacky is use a lot of like kind of like free cancel. Like, I'll just let you know that the foundation of his offenses is something common, like it's just simply like a 6P or like that's his 1P plus KP string right here. Like those right there are good strings. Like with 6P. With this one, the string does have some fall-ups, but the most common one you can do is actually just do 6P on block with the occasional 6PP. You even can go into a stance transition with either 8P plus K or 6P plus K. The main reason why I say to just do 6P the most is because 6PP is a high, so generally the way how opponents tend to deal with this string is to crouch, or you can high hold the second hit. So you do have to be a bit careful with that. You can't delay it too, but the main thing is to try and just keep the opponent in check with that move. Like, I mean, to complement that, he also has his jab. He also has his jab, his 2P. Like both these, his jab is 10 frames, 2P is 12 frames, and his 6P is also 12 frames. So those all work together. I mean, a good move for trying to get his offense started is like something, for example, is like his Bilgy there is 6P plus K, which gives a nosebleed stun on normal hit. Before I go on, I also just want to give big props to Team Ninja for holding the Halloween contest that ended up giving us costumes like we have right here. Right now we have Jacky set up as some sort of devil thingy, and Ayane as this year's pirate. So I mean, like, these costumes were essentially designed by DOA fans like yourself, and Team Ninja graciously ended up bringing these costume designs to life. So this is a really awesome thing that they've been doing for, like, I think, like the past like 5 years, which is pretty awesome. So just want to give major props to that. Anyways, I'm just gonna be going over Jacky's gameplay in a general sense, mostly starting from close range. So yeah, let's move on to that. Alright, before you go about training Jacky, I highly recommend looking at both his command training and even looking at his combo challenge just to get in, like, some practice with his flash sword kick, which I admit is probably gonna eat up a lot of your time with training him, and which I admit is a trap you want to try and avoid. Also, is spending all your time just practicing the flash sword kick. But yeah, both is the main reason why I say is his command training is just honestly to get used to his strings. When you actually do get used to his strings in different kind of ways that you can branch off into different stances like that. I mean, like, that's like a little alternative to the combo challenge right now is, for instance, in free training, is putting on the move list like I just did right here. So you see all the different strings along the left in the little box that I slapped on right here. With Jacky, he does have a couple stances. Like this one right here is a side slide shuffle, although all you could do out of it is like a couple punches. You could free cancel and still get a nosebleed stun, but his primary stance is his not that slide shuffle. Yeah, I did. Even though his moveset's the same as it is in VF5 Final Showdown, the inputs are a little different. Like here for the slide shuffle, it's back P plus K, where it's just back K plus P plus G in VF5. So yeah, so that's a little adjustment there. That is his main stance. It has the ability to parry mid punches, for instance, or I think it can parry mid attacks in general, but I know it can parry at least mid punches. So you can parry a strike and come back with a kick. That one right there, I do like to use the slide shuffle K, which also has been which was changed to a critical burst attack for him in one of the patches for last round. So that is a pretty neat move. Not really a huge fan of side slide shuffle because I don't think it necessarily has that much versatility. Like, you could try and see if you can get creative with it, like in combos or whatnot, but it can feel a little gimmicky, where I feel there's a lot more versatility with the slide shuffle. Like you can create a little space with it, even though I don't really recommend it that much as a spacing tool, unless you're gonna like try and poke with slide shuffle 3-3P, for instance, or something like that. Although I do like using that move the most. If you want something fast, you have like slide shuffle P there. So yeah, and of course there's like numerous ways to end up going into stances and like that. Like this right here is a move that I tend to like, even though it's a little slower. The 2P plus K has the ability to also transition to side slide shuffle. So yeah, that's the thing you can look at. So if you can end up finding different ways to utilize the side slide shuffle, then like go for it. But when you end up going through the move list, one thing is to try and find ways to transition into this, like something like I think is H plus K, and the transitions into slide shuffle will most commonly be indicated by like an arrow pointing back or to the left if you're facing from the right. So yeah, so that is That is one example. There's other moves too, but the slide shuffle I do use it in neutral. For instance, if you want to make something whip in front of you, then you can like whip punish with slide shuffle K. So yeah, even though with Jacky in neutral, you don't necessarily have to abuse the slide shuffle. Like that right there is a pretty good poke too, or you can use this kick too, which even has a little attack on hit, just frame hit throw. So that's pretty neat. That right there is a 3P plus KT. So this move, if you're certain that it's gonna hit, because on normal hit that you can get the throw, I mean, it is a pretty nifty move. Although I admit that it would be a lot better if it could work on like an opponent's block, for instance. Although, as you can probably guess, the primary way how you're gonna open up an opponent is with that move right here. Probably went over some details before, but I might as well show you some. Alright, so the move is it's +3 on block. It can show the frames. So right there, it's a 16 frame move. Even though I know it looks like it comes out faster than that. If you mess it up, then you get this move, which also comes out in 16 frames. Although it's -12 on block. This is a normal. Well, the input is normally hold forward, then kick, then you have to press the block right as the move connects with an opponent to get your +3. So if you end up getting move on an opponent's block, then 6P will pretty much just stuff up like almost anything the opponent can do. I think literally the only thing that could really beat you out, aside from anything that will be evasive after your 6P, would be like a 9 frame jab. Because you're at +3, so that turns this into a 9 move, and a 9 frame jab being a high might beat it out, but or they might trade. Like, I'm not completely sure with that, but at the absolute worst you get is a trade. So you can usually do this, and if you think they're gonna end up trying mash out, then you can still 2P, or this move right here, which is a really good load, 1H plus K. So yeah, so this move here will be your primary pressure move. You could try and fish for a stun with both, like 6PP or 1P plus KP, which also still has a side slide shuffle transition. All right, with regards to Jacky's neutral game, in my opinion, I don't feel that he's quite as potent in Dead or Alive 5 last round as he is in VF5, but he's still pretty good at performing keep out on the opponent. Like from around mid-range right here, mid-range area, a poke that you can generally chuck out with almost not any worry at all is something like 6-6K or 6-6H plus K, his critical burst attack, which can lead into his back turn if you hold block. Here, I'll just show you like the frames on these moves right now. Like 6-6K right here is a 15 frame move. It's semi-safe on block at -7. Reaches about around 2 meters. So that's pretty good range for a 15 frame move. So with this move though, if anyone's trying to get in on the move or you just want to like knock him back, just whack him with this. And now for the other move, 6-6H plus K, right there it's a -6 it's a -6, so it's a safe critical burst attack, 20 frame activation. If you go on the back turn, it becomes even safer at -3. And you could do this as a back turn jab will usually get you out of most situations, or you can use or you can end up using like a P or 2K, even though the 2K is unsafe on block, and like this at -16. But generally though, this essentially right here is a -3 on block get in move for you. The downside, of course, as you can guess, is that they're both mid kicks. So from mid range, that is what the opponent is going to be looking out. Although you can mix it up with right here, run in H plus K. That's a +3 on block. It's a +3 on block kind of dragon kick like move. So obviously it's not nearly as good as Jan Lee's or like even Rig's kick, but it's still good. Good. Also a pretty decent get-in move, especially if you mix it up with like with 6-6 H plus K or 6-6 K. But with neutral, if you're not worrying about strikes too much, you can just use this. I just use like generic back and forth movement, like 4-4, 6-6, stuff like that. What you want to try and do is get into, well, 6P range or 1P plus KP range. So when you do get into close with Jacky, well, being a VF character is jab, 6P, and 2P are all good. Like you can see right here, his jabs +1 on block. So what this does is would turn into a subsequent jab into 9 frames, would turn his 6P into 11 frames, and turn his 2P into 12 frames. So just simply doing a jab on an opponent's block is a form of pressure. So if you don't feel as comfortable with your flash sword kick on an opponent's block, I mean, if they're both high, you could really just doing a jab is okay too. Like similar to Akira's, the jab's also +1 on block, and in DOA it's really good. It's a really good tool to have, like a +1 on block jab. But yeah, I mean, but here the flash sword kick you get +3 for a 16 frame move. So, but either option's fine. But obviously if you can put that in an opponent's block, you get more advantage. But yeah, jab's perfectly fine. For a main mid kick I do like to use for him, if you want a mid kick poke, is this 4K. Basically has a pretty extensive string too. It has like 4 follow-ups. Right there, the last kick, the 4th one, is a safe tracking move. But honestly, for this, you never really have to like finish the string unless the opponent just lets you do it. Because I mean, you need to be careful. Unlike in well, in VF you would usually avoid it by ducking under the high attack, like the second kick and the last kick are highs. But in like DOA you could hold it. So yeah, usually just doing the first 2 or just doing the first one is usually okay. Like even doing the first one, you're only -5. So the only point of that attack is just once you got the opponent conditioned to just expect this, then you can start hitting them with the rest. But yeah, I really like that move too. This is a tool here where in DF it's actually kind of shitty, but in DOA it's actually a lot better. Is this 2H plus K string? Like right here, it's a 12 frame. It's a 12 frame mid kick. So along with your 6P, he also has 2H plus K as a 12 frame mid kick. What makes this move good is that it stuns on normal hitting, gives you pretty good advantage. Like it's weird because in VF they actually make this move like mad negative. Like, although I mean, yeah, if it gets blocked, then yeah, it's pretty unsafe. But if it hits the opponent, you get like really good hit status. Where in VF, I think it's even like normal and negative hit until you get to like the last hit or something, where it starts out as mid kicks and ends with a couple high kicks. So, but feel free to shake an opponent up with this move. Like if you're worried about the opponent dealing with 6PP, then yeah, you can just poke them with the lightning kick. All right, continuing on in close range. All right, I just let you know that basically, as you can guess, Jacky's jabs, 6P or 2P are all really good. If you want to move to shake up like an opponent that's basically like over respecting your strings, like I will let you know that a lot of opponents that you run into may not be that familiar with Jacky's strings, so you can probably run some shenanigans on them. But if you are getting running into an overly defensive opponent that just likes to block, you can obviously shake him up with your 2P. I'll show you right here. So it's just neutral on normal hit and 12 frames. But a move that I like to use to shake him up is his 1H plus 2. This move right here is a instant high crush that is full track, and it gives you advantage on normal hit, and it should be a knockdown on counter hit. If you get a knockdown with characters, you can usually just under most instances you can just get a free 2P if you want. But yeah, this move right here is really good for shaking opponents up, ones that are usually expecting you to just use stuff like 6P or like 4K to just shake them up and just get your +8. And in close range is basically your go-to fishing for a counter hit move or fishing for a stun move with Jacky. I'd say it would have to be his Bill G. Like right here, the move, it comes out in 14 frames. It is a high punch, but it gives you a juicy +38 nosebleed stun. So with that though, it pretty much puts the opponent into a must-hold situation. Like for any general, like if you go for like a launcher, for instance, after this, the opponent's not gonna be able to stagger escape out of that. So this, I mean, I will admit that in VF this move is really crazy for Jacky. Like it gives him give him a big ass guaranteed combo on counter hit, but in DOA though, you get like a really nice stun. So this one right here is I just call it your fishing for a stun move. Like let me just show you right now. On block, it's fully safe at -2, so you could just 2P. I mean, after it, unless the opponent goes for a mid, then in that case, go for a side. So after this move, you're either gonna like 2P or go for a side step, depending on if the opponent retaliates with a jab or like a 6P something. Because at -2, the opponent's, I mean, the opponent will be at +2, so that's not really that much advantage. So there's not really much risk to throw out of this move. I mean, the worst thing about it is that it is a high punch, and at 14 frames, it's not the fastest thing you could chuck out in close like a jab, but still, this move is pretty damn good. Alright, we're just going to be looking at Jacky's mid-range neutral game from here. Alright, I already showed you some examples of getting moves for him, like 6-6K, or like 6-6-8+K, or like running H. Holy shit, that goes pretty far. Or like running H+K, but if you just want to play just kind of a poking game or like mild keep out, then I just recommend using this 3K or 3K string. It does have some follow-ups like 3K PK, which can lead into slide shuffle, and there's also includes what I call the Jacky noob string, 3K P2KK, which is honestly kind of gimmicky. Only the first hits a mid, but the rest are either highs or low attacks. It is delayable, but still kind of a gimmicky string. But yeah, I generally just recommend just doing either 3K or 3KP mostly. Like you generally don't have to do much more than, under most circumstances for poking, you don't have to go much further than that. Another move you can use in his neutral is his H+K. Causes a little stun on a normal hit, can lead into slide shuffle, so it's a nice tool if the opponent either like runs at you or if you know they're gonna sidestep. So this could be another tracking move along with this really good 1H+K tracking move. Since it transitions, well, it doesn't always transition to slide shuffle, only if you hold back. But if you do go into slide shuffle, then I like using like 3-3P as a follow-up. The fastest option there being the slide shuffle P. And you probably know how much I like using slide shuffle K. And if you're feeling swaggy, you can also use 3-3K. So yeah, there's a bunch. Those aren't even all the options, but those are a bunch of options that you can use. But if you want, yeah, you can just do a single one. You have to be a little wary of the recovery on that move. But with Jacky, generally what I want you to do is basically just try and find ways to get him. Like This move or these moves are both really like 6-6K or 6-6H are just like really good moves. All right, if you're fighting like let's say a close range pressure character or a character that thrives in close range offense, then this is when I would recommend playing a bit further out with Jacky, like around maybe mid range or further. Like this range is like kind of fine. Like what I want you to focus on is seeing if you can get something to try and whiff punish. I mean, if the opponent tends to like whiff a lot, then you can usually hit him with slide shuffle K easily and get a stun. But a whiff punisher combo start I recommend is this 4H+K. Like if the opponent whiffs something right in front of you, then you can smack him with this for a small combo right there, for example. So this move is pretty good. It is -8 on block, although it's not really a poke, so hopefully you shouldn't be chucking out in the way or you're getting punished, and it comes out in 20 frames. But if you want an alternative attack, you can also use the beat knuckle. It only causes a stun on... It causes a nosebleed stun on normal hit, and I will let you know it does jail on an opponent's block and it's only -6 despite the second hit being a high, but it causes a good stun on normal hit, and on counter hit it ends up launching the opponent. So yeah, his beat knuckle is a pretty nice tool. Alright, a couple other tools you can use with Jacky around like a mid-range, which can also lead into his back turn stance, are his 4-4P. Like right here. You can end up doing something like back turn on 4K, which can lead into another slide shuffle, or his 4-4K. Here, this move here does track and causes a stumble stun. I'll admit, in open space, I don't think you can really get that much out of it. But in let's say you have the opponent at an invisible wall, which I meant is not the most common thing. You can get pretty creative with it. Like here, I'll just show you a couple examples. Before I forget, I'll also let you know that 3-3P, also inputted as full crouch 3P, is a really good launcher for Jacky. On normal hit, it just causes a +35 lift stun, which is still really good, but it's a 15 frame high crushing launcher that can actually get that can get pretty decent follow-ups, like on counter hit right here. See, as you see right there, you can get a small juggle if you end up hitting this on counter hit. So basically, anytime you think the opponent's going to use some sort of obvious high, or even just like jabs or anything, just nail them with 3-3P. Alright, just gonna look at a couple 4-sec attack moves with Jacky right now. You could use his 6H+K or his 1H+K. Alright, the thing is, you probably noticed there, is that his 6H+K knocks the opponent away, so it's kind of a little hard to maintain pressure, because the options you can use to follow up get a little limited, like to something like doing like a 6-6H+K or 6-6K or something like that. But if you want an option where the opponent stays closer, then 1H+K can allow you to use your 6P or your 2P or whatever, or even like 1P, which is another good move, so, or 1H+K P, stuff like that. So yeah, the recommended 4-sec is 1H+K. Alright, just be looking at Jacky's throw game here. I'll let you know that overall I don't really think Jacky's throw game is that remarkable, which I will let you know that because your main pressure tools can also be like jab, flash sword kick, or like 2P along with like 6P hit check-in. Eventually to open up an opponent, you're eventually gonna have to throw them. And the most standout throw for Jacky is his 6-4T right there, which does about 66 damage. I don't know why it says 10. There we go, and it's a 12 frame throw, so that would be 99 on high counter. So that is his best throw. But I'll just show you the other throws just to show you what he's packing. Alright, so he has a 5 frame throw, that's 40 damage, 7 frame throw, 45 damage. He has another 7 frame throw, 47 damage. This one I think can also go off a wall, which is actually kind of cool. Let's see if I can position it. Wow, it does not want to work. There we go, look at that, face buster. And there's a 10 frame throw. He also has another 12 frame throw in 4-6T right there. Does 60 damage and just chucks the opponent forward. But what makes the throw interesting is if he could do it in front of a wall. I mean, close enough where the opponent will just bang off the wall, which actually looks pretty cool. And you can get a small juggle off it. Let's see if I can show you right now. See right there, if you end up just doing that juggle off of the throw, just PP, PP, 6 PP, or P, you can either do that option or K, and you'll still get good damage, either 72 or 71 damage, depending on which follow-up. So, but other than that, his throws are, I do find them kind of average, but yeah, but still, never really get tired of nailing someone with that. Alright, with regards to Jacky's hold game, I will say also that similar to his throw game, I don't really think it's that remarkable, but I will just say like a couple notable ones. Alright, his low kick hold, if I'm not mistaken, it leaves you in a grounded position. So yeah, so it does lie you on the ground. And another one is his mid punch hold. It ends up leaving you behind the opponent, and with a little bit of frame advantage, but I don't think it doesn't really allow you to get any follow-ups, although with plus 10 you can end up running a little bit of a mix-up on the opponent if you want. But yeah, other than that, his holds are pretty standard. Alright, just gonna be looking at Jacky at a wall right now. I'll just let you know right now that his #1 move for wall slam an opponent is 6-6K. Like this right here is a nice move, a 15 frame safe on block mid kick. Other options you can use is 3H plus K, so a 15 frame track and high kick. 1 PK with the second hit tracking along with wall slamming. You can also use like H plus K or even KK. After you do wall slam the opponent, what I recommend you do there is beat knuckle P plus K P, then 1 P plus K K. Alright, I'm just going to show you a critical burst combo example. Alright, for there, after the critical burst, it's just 6K, 4H plus K twice, flash sword kick, then 1 P plus K P, K. Alright, that's it for now. I just want to thank you guys for joining me on this small Jacky journey. Alright, I'm just going to give you a few more pointers. If you hit the opponent with 2 P plus K, you can get a free 3-3P, so that is actually really cool. Another thing also is with regards to the flash sword kick. The way how I generally input it is, if you see right there, is with quarter circle forward K, then the guard. And you have to remember, you have to hit the move like right. You have to hit the guard button right as the kick would be about to connect with the opponent. So yeah, so that's an alternative method as opposed to the hold down forward method, which is also okay, although I find it a little weird if you, I mean, having to hold down K, so I feel more comfortable doing the quarter circle forward K method, so you can try out both to see what works out for you. Alright, as you can guess, things to practice is... is right there, obviously, the flash sword kick. That one there, you could try different combinations and combos and stuff like that, and one thing you can do is like set the opponent to guard and just get used to throwing it out on an opponent's guard, because it is your primary pressure tool it is your primary pressure high tool in close. Other stuff you can also practice is just getting used to the different like string transitions or anything like that. Remember, the tip is always slap on the move list here, the left side, and you can like see different ways that you can end up transitioning into his two stances. You can also practice his hit throws if you want, although it's not really like completely necessary. Like there's two of them. But yeah, you can practice those if you want. But yeah, all right. So if you have any other questions about anything related to this guide or DOA in general, then feel free to contact Force of Nature on freestepdodge.com. You can also contact me on my YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And feel free to look at my other guides to see, just to get a nice, well-rounded look at the cast in this awesome game that is Dead or Alive 5 Last Round. Has your favorite been done yet? If not, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that's pretty much that's it for now. This is Force of Nature signing off. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on Top Tier Tips.